A man shot in the head while sitting in the car with a toddler is one of the most horrendous crimes that happen here in the OLNEY section in North Philadelphia. Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215. And right now, we're in the state of Pennsylvania. We're currently in the city of Philadelphia. Today, we're going to be taking a nighttime ride through the OLNEY hood here in North Philly. We are currently at 6th and Lindley Ave. I'm going to make this right-hand turn on the 5100 block of 6th Street. We're now capturing footage in 8K Ultra HD. This is 8K resolution, so you can watch your video in the highest quality by adjusting your YouTube browser. Click the little gear wheel and there'll be a drop-down menu, and you can watch this video in its highest resolution. So OLNEY is roughly bounded by Roosevelt Boulevard to the south, Tacony Creek to the east, Godfrey Avenue to the north, and the railroad right of way west of 7th Street to the west. We're at 6th and Duncannon Ave. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn on Duncannon Ave. This is the 500 block of Duncannon Ave. We have a Lexus double parked on my right-hand side. There's some females entering their vehicle. There's another vehicle double parked on my left-hand side, a BMW. We're passing Fairhill Street. This is the 5100 block of Fairhill Street that we're passing. Now, up until the late 19th century, this neighborhood vastly consisted of hilly farmland. We're going to cautiously drive through this yellow light. Until then, the population consisted of mainly farmers and wealthy Philadelphians who can afford to live far away from the city. So like most of Northeast Philadelphia, before it became overpopulated, we're at 4th and Duncannon Ave. It consisted of farms, surprisingly. And as you heard, only the wealthy can afford to live far. And I think about it, back in the late 1800s, vehicles weren't as common. So people actually had to travel by foot. And I'm assuming only the wealthy. We're on 3rd and Duncannon. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on 3rd Street. Only the wealthy were able to probably travel with ease during that time period, maybe via horse chariot or something of that nature. We're approaching Wellens. So as the city of Philadelphia grew northwards, the area became more urbanized. People seeking to escape the growing population density towards the center moved to OLNEY. We're gonna slowly pass this intersection. There was a cat crossing the street. I didn't want him to run in front of me and then get ran over. You'll see a lot of stray cats in the hood. We're at Fisher, 3rd and Fisher Ave. Check out the slight Christmas decorations you see on the window and on top of the roof. You see the Santa? There's a Santa. You do have some homes who have the spirit, handful of homes. Now it depends on what part of the city you're in. Some blocks look lit up. Some, they have little to no decorations. All right, we're passing 4th Street. Now there's a business district that lies on 5th Street. OLNEY also consists of a business district that runs straight up 5th Street. You can get all types of things from like smoke shop supplies, clothing, beauty supplies, even wholesale items such as like white tees, socks, things of that nature. All right, we're at 5th and Fisher Ave. Right now we're crossing 5th Street, crossing a little business district. The border is actually on my right-hand side. There's some railroad tracks on my right, so we're not gonna go right Any further, all right, we're at 6 and Fisher. No, matter of fact, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna make this left, but I do want to recall a situation where right around the corner from here, there was a young man that was disposed of below the tracks, and it was said that he was lured there by a female, and 2 other men executed him. Yes, one of the residents around here found his body. This was happened about a year ago. So this neighborhood consists of Korean Americans. A lot of that business district that I was talking about is owned by Korean Americans. All right, we're right here next to this Lexus again, so I feel like I just spun the block twice. Just to add a little bit of dynamic to it, I'm gonna make a right on Fairhill Street. Let's make this right-hand turn on Fairhill, just so you guys can see one of these residential blocks. It's a relatively normal size Philadelphia block, not too small, not too wide. This is what most Philadelphia blocks look like. You can see there's parking on both sides. You got residential homes, 2-story homes, some open porches, some closed porches. For the most part, the facade in these areas were uniform up until the last couple decades. People started painting them, colorizing them, adding stucco and all that stuff. I'm traveling about 6 miles an hour. Probably a little less than that. So this neighborhood, as far as the demographics, you got the Korean Americans, you got Hispanics, you got Vietnamese, you got Black Americans, you have a fair share of white Americans. We're on Lindley. See the Christmas decorations on my left? Then let's make this left here. We'll take 5th Street just for a few blocks. See on my right? There was sunflowers. Whoever was there loved plants, and they had their whole property surrounded with sunflowers. So when we talk about crime and we talk about the OLNEY neighborhood, OLNEY does come up as one of the high crime areas. Even though looking at it, it can fool the eye because it looks like a relatively safe area. It's pretty clean. I mean, there's not a lot of debris. There's not a lot of graffiti. There is some. But the thing that happens here is crime. Crime takes place here. This neighborhood, based on areavibes.com, receives an F rating for crime. Total crime is 38% above the national average. Violent crime is 138% above the national average. Property crime is 18% above the national average. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn on 4th Street. Let's go 4th. We could have went a couple blocks further in front of us. We could have proceeded a couple blocks further behind us. However, I'm staying within a tight little corridor of the OLNEY neighborhood. The OLNEY neighborhood is pretty big. We're not gonna be able to cover it all within this one drive-through, but you're in luck. I've covered this neighborhood over a dozen times on other videos, different time periods, different days, different seasons. So you can explore my channel and check it out. We have J grocery store on my left. I'm gonna take this one block further. We're now approaching Ruscombe. Spelled Ruscombe. Like you're gonna comb your hair, Ruscombe. And let's take this up one more block. The block on my right is a do not enter. This is the 300 block of Ruscombe. We're gonna make our right on, if possible, on Albanus. I don't think so. It looks like, nope. Let's go down one more block to Rockland. Rockland's fair. So it is said that in OLNEY, you have a 1 in 31 chance of becoming a victim of crime. OLNEY is safer than 37% of the cities in Pennsylvania. Year over year, crime in Philadelphia has not changed. You can find these records online via Google. We're at Lithgow and Rockland. We're approaching Lawrence. As you can see, a lot of cars double park over here. So this beer distributor on my right is usually pretty packed during the normal time of day. A lot of people hanging out, drinking beer and stuff like that. You'll find a lot of beer distributors in the hood. Let's just say that. You have Rockland Auto on my left-hand side. So OLNEY receives a rating of F for employment. The income per capita here is 49% below the national average. Household income is 36% below the national average. Unemployment is up 114%. Okay, we're gonna pass 5th Street. We're passing 5th Street, 5th and Rockland. I'll take this 1-2 blocks forward, and then I'll cut left, and then I'll come around and we'll shoot up 5th Street. Just so I can show you a little bit of the business district. We're passing Fairhill. I'm gonna pass these Amazon trucks. They were double parking there. I definitely didn't want to be stuck behind them. Let's make this left right here. I believe this is 6th Street. This should be, yep, this is 6th Street. And he was found right here. Matter of fact, this is the bridge. I think he was found right here at 6th and Rockland. They threw his body right there around the corner. And that's a shame. He was young. I think he was like 21 or something. A young guy. It says that the poverty level in OLNEY is 100% lower than the national average. That's incredible. I don't know how that corresponds with them having an extremely low unemployment rate, or extremely high unemployment rate, which means employment is low here. Oh wow, this is gonna take us straight to the boulevard. I absolutely did not want to come to the boulevard. So we're gonna bust a U-turn here. The Roosevelt Boulevard is a very high traffic road. I've taken you guys through it on a drive as of recently, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I took you guys on a drive through here. Now, the reason why I don't want to go through the Roosevelt Boulevard right now is because it's pretty straightforward. If you get on it, you can't get off it until the next, exit, which could be a mile or two up the road, which will take us out of the neighborhood, and I'm trying to stay within the neighborhood strictly. So we're gonna cut on Rockland, and then we'll go up 5th Street, and I think that sounds fair. Potholes. So some headlines that took place here. As of November 11th, 2022, police investigate shootout in OLNEY that critically injured a man. 22-year-old man was taken into custody. This happened on 5th and Raymond, which is around the corner. Go ahead, you're more than welcome to go, buddy. I'm in no rush. Go ahead, go. I'm gonna just let the vehicle roll back. So Fox 29, daytime shooting leaves 3 men injured here in OLNEY. 3 men. This happened on November 4th, 2022. Just after 11 a.m., ladies and gentlemen, early in the morning shooting, a 30-year-old man was shot along with 2 others. And then we have our opening crime. On October 10th, 2022, police say 2 men are injured after a double shooting when a man was shot in the head while a toddler was sitting in the vehicle. Wow. CBS News reports, man shot and killed after gunman fired at least 28 shots. The shooting happened at 5th and West Champlas. Ladies and gentlemen, that's one of my favorite locations. You know why? Because that's where I purchased my General Tso broccoli. Shout out to Tiffany. She's the owner of the Chinese restaurant that I like to visit up here. And I always attend 5th and Champlas. It's called Hot Wok. And look, we're at the business district, ladies and gentlemen. So on our left and on our right, you got a lot of mom and pop businesses, a lot of local stores. We got a tattoo shop on our left called Ill Skills Tattoos. These electronic shops, these little quote unquote fancy boutiques. This one on our right is called Pedrini Paris. And there's one on our left, they own both corners. So when we get through this block, that's when we start reaching some of the wholesale businesses coming up. You get wholesale socks, wholesale wallets, wholesale jerseys. I'm sorry, I got a hiccup. See T-shirt town on our right, passing Ashdale. But there's been dozens and dozens of shootings in this neighborhood.